As I told you at the beginning of this video, I wanted you to stick around because I have an extra tip for you, and that's going to be if you can now make a lavish and gorgeous wreath like the one I just showed you with the rose gold. I want to show you how you can buy one of these pre-made ones and then also just a little garland. And what you need to do is weave this garland through your wreath, and it's going to give it so much more depth. And as you guys can see, I'm doing it with very easily and with basically no effort. But you do have to make sure that this garland is weaved in, and we're gonna go ahead and attach it with some wire at the end. But I just wanna show you that if you just go in and out in between the ornaments, it really helps to add some girth to the wreath, some texture. Look at that, how pretty is that? Okay, I'm gonna go to the other side and finish over on this side. Then what you need to do is you're gonna grab one of your wires to secure it all. And these are one of the wreaths that it's made out of grapevine, and so it's real easy to just pull that wire through and then attach your wreath like this. All right, so once you have added this garland, all you have to do is go fluff. And what I love about this garland is so dainty and so wispy. And you guys know I love my wispies. I'm always talking to you about wispiness on the wreath. All right, so that added some depth. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna pick a ribbon that will complement this wreath. We're gonna get it all attached together, and in 1, 2, 3, you'll have a gorgeous wreath for your door. Stay tuned. All right, so I'm just going in with one of the wires that I showed you how to pre-tape earlier. And just by having all these pieces already done, it is super easy to just go in through your grapevine and then pulling through, making sure that you grab that garland and then attaching, and that garland is not going anywhere anytime soon. Just keep in mind, if you want to take it apart, then to cut those wires. Okay, so now you give your wreath a little fluffing that garland. So now we're gonna make a sweet bow for this. I love this. Look how gorgeous and dainty this is. Absolutely cute. All right, so now I'm gonna make a cute little bow with 2 ribbons, and I'll show you the end result. All right, you guys, so step number 2 for this really quick wreath is to make a beautiful bow. And for this particular one, I chose this black and white and a little bit of silver to contrast all the silver on the wreath. So basically, I'm just gonna go back here, and I'm gonna pull with my wire as back as I can onto the form. I'm gonna take it actually off the stand so I can do this properly. There we go. So you pull really hard to the back, and then you attach, and just make sure that you really swirl those wires together so they stick together. And because they're pre-taped with that tape that I always tell you guys to get yourself a bolt, then it's not going anywhere. All right, so I'm gonna hang it right here back into the form. So I have a pretty big bow. What you need to do is fluff this bow and make it look gorgeous and lavish. We'll dovetail all these ends, but what I went ahead and did is I left these really long tails, and the reason why is because I want to go ahead and grab right here. I'm gonna pinch, then I'm gonna use this ornament right here to create a loop, and I'm gonna go around it, go all the way around that ornament to secure it, and then you've created a little loop, and then we'll go ahead and dovetail this guy right here. So I'm gonna go ahead, pull this guy up, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing, making sure that that designer part of the ribbon shows. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pinch right here, find my ornament that I want to go ahead and twist around to secure, make your loop, and then bow. And because I have another tail right here, I'm going to go ahead and give it an even longer loop right here, and I'm going to grab this ornament, and then I'm going to go ahead and twist around the ornament and just pull. And as you guys can see, this is more about the bow. This is a really good way to use your ribbons and to make them really stand out. Now this one I'm gonna go ahead and dovetail. Where's my scissors? Okay. I'm gonna pretend like they were there. So I'm gonna do a really short tail, always cutting up. Then you wanna go ahead and give them that little crinkle. Now this one, I'm gonna do a longer tail. So I'm gonna make sure that it stands out to create a little bit of visual interest. And then this guy right here, I'm gonna go ahead, well, first of all, make sure that it's really attached to our ornament. When you go around, just go ahead and pull on that That is gonna make sure that it's secured. Make sure you give yourself enough give to make that loop. And then we're gonna go ahead and dovetail right here. And as you guys can see, I always tell you to go ahead and fluff your ribbons at the end. And as you can see, it didn't use a lot of product. All you needed was a little wreath, a garland, and a few ribbons, and you have yourself a beautiful wreath for your door for Christmas. All right, you guys, so for today's quick tip, I just want to show you how to spruce up this really cute reindeer neck. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab this garland, and any garland will do, but I do like this one because it's a little bit snowed. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap this around his neck. No rhyme or reason. I just want him to look like he just went to the forest and got tangled up in some of this really pretty garland. So once you attach it, what you do need to make sure is that you fluff it a little bit. So if there's any flyaways, make sure that they fly away, and let it also sweep up and down. You want to make sure that it really looks intentional. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab this piece of ribbon right here. And before I attach it, it's going to be his scarf. I'm going to hang down some tails. All right, so I'm going to go make sure that I put it right here. It's kind of like a scarf, but it's really not. It's going to be a bow. Then I'm going to go ahead and tie that real quick. So I'm going to have 3 bows right here. Then I have pre-made a bow already, and I'm going to go ahead and use it. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull one of my tails through here. And I'm going to go ahead and attach this guy now. The ends are already dovetailed. I went ahead and did that to save some time, but you know, if I come to your house and your dovetails are not, I'm going to ask you for a pair of scissors. So I'm going to go ahead and just fluff all of these tails, and look how cute this is. Really simple, really quick. And the only other thing I'm going to add is going to be some of these pine cones, and it's going to be a focal point. So I'm going to add 3. You know that if you've been watching this channel, you know I like to add sets of 2s, 3s, and 1. So I'm going to go ahead and add one right here, making sure that my reindeer doesn't fall. Then I'm going to go ahead and attach another one over to the top. I want it to be a cluster, so they have to be together, of course. So just make sure that you swirl that wire right there. See, I'm telling you, it wants to fall off. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach the last one, which is going to be right here, right next to them. So this one I'm just going to swirl with this one right here to make it cluster together by hiding this wire. Then you want to go ahead and fluff all of these pretty bows like this. Make sure all of your dovetails show. And look at that. Really quick, really simple, very striking. What do you guys think? All right, you guys, so I want to give you a really quick tip to add candles to your tree. I wanted to add some of these flameless candles. So what I did is I went ahead and wrapped a thinner wire into my LED candle. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go under. And if you have a helper, it really does help right now. But go under like this. And then you want to go ahead and tie a knot right here, holding your candle in place like this. And then you might want to do a little bow just to finish it off. A cute bow. And fluff your little bow like this. You can go ahead and use that wire to really fluff this bow. And if you want to go ahead and just do something fun with a wire right here, like that. And then all you need is your remote control to turn your candle on. And look at that. You have a cute little candle on your tree. All right, everyone, to create these fabulous ornament clusters, what you're going to need is a variety of sizes of ornaments. I've chosen some glitter ones, some shiny ones, and some matte ones. And then also I've chosen different sizes on ornaments. As you guys can see, I have 4 different sizes. And then what you're going to need is wire cutters to cut your wire. Already, like I told you before, I have my wires pre-cut. So I want to go ahead and get one. This is probably about 7 inches. Then what you want to do is you want to go ahead and put your first ornament through. Then you're going to bend it right here, and you might want to twist it. Because what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we put all of our ornaments in varying sizes. You don't want all of the sizes at the same time, because then it will not look like a cluster. Think of it when grapes grow in a vineyard. Not all of the grapes are the same size, and that's what makes them look really, really unique. So I'm going to go ahead and add the last one right here, and I'm going to add this tiny little one at the end. All right, so I have this cluster, kind of looks like a grape. Now here's what you want, a longer wire, because what you want to do is you want to pre-make other ones. And to make it longer, what you need to do is just twist this wire together like this. And then you grab another one and you continue to go up like this. And you just grab another one and you continue to go up like this. And we're gonna grab the last one and I'm gonna put it right here. And I would use this wire right here to attach to my tree. As you guys can see, I left enough wire. And you have this massive cluster of ornaments that you can use as an ornament in your Christmas tree, and it's going to add so much character. Anytime that I set a table, I start with a charger, and a few years ago I was gifted these sequin chargers from Sonoma, and I absolutely love it because they catch the light so beautifully. And Christmas is all about the glitter and the sparkle. So this is perfect for, as you guys can see right here in the light, it just sparkles so beautifully. So that's going to be my foundation for my dish stack. So the next thing I'm gonna add is I'm gonna go ahead and add these white dishes. They have a gold rim on them and they are perfect. If you guys have been following the channel, you know that I'm always telling you to just buy one set of white dishes and they will carry you through all the seasons. However, I always recommend also to have a set of dishes with a gold rim because it really does create that festive feel to your tablescapes. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna add is going to be my napkin. And for this occasion, I fold it in a square. So basically I just fold it in half, then I fold it in half again. And I'm gonna put the seam to the top. And I'm gonna make sure that all of my napkins have that seam to the top because it will help it look finished. And I love this red one because Christmas is all about red and green, at least for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that one right there. And I'm gonna put the fourth one right here. On top of this, I'm gonna go ahead and put my salad plate. And that's gonna actually break down the dish, as you guys can see right here. It helps the stack of dishes look more elegant by adding that napkin on the bottom. So I really recommend, this also serves as a separation between the whites and it really makes the dish pop. So that's gonna be our dishes. Now for on top of that, I have these cute little saucers that I found a few years ago at Sonoma, and I'm gonna go ahead and add those right on top. Those could also be used for dessert, and I have 4 of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and add one on top of each stack of plates. As you guys can see, it's really creating the layers up, and I absolutely love it. Then on top of that, I was given, I think Jameson bought me this a few years ago. They're salt cellars and they're made out of crystal. And then I have these salt silver spoons and those go right here to your left. I also love the details like this, and I always just make sure that all the spoons always face the same way so it looks cohesive all throughout your table. So I have 4 of those. As you guys can see, they are so adorable. So always put them to your left. All right, perfect. Then on top of that, what I'm going to go ahead and add is going to be our glasses. And I have these cute glasses with the gold rim. Now at this point, you have to readjust all of your things on your placemat because I want everything to be on top of the placemat. So as you guys can see, I have to adjust my plate right here. So I'm gonna add that right there. For this guy, I'm gonna go ahead and push down as well as this one right here. It's all about playing with your stemware, your glassware, your flatware. I'm gonna add this guy opposite right here towards the edge. And as you guys can see, the gold rim on the glass as well as on the dishes is really starting to tell a story. All right, so then I'm gonna go ahead and grab my stemware, and they also have a gold rim on it. And as you guys can see, it's just all coming together beautifully. And I cannot wait to add the beautiful accents. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this one right in front of my dish stack, like this. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm gonna do the flatware. So I need to grab all of these guys right here. And if you guys been following the channel, then you know that the easiest way to remember where the flatware goes is spoon and knife have 5 letters, so they go on your right because the word right has 5 letters. And fork has 4 letters, just like the word left, L-E-F-T, left. All right, so then I'm gonna go ahead and do the opposite on this side. And I'm setting the table backwards, so I don't even know if I'm doing it right, but I'll have to double check. All right, so that's that. Then on this side, I'm gonna go ahead and add my fork, my knife, and my spoon on this side. And then I'm gonna add, I just figured that it's backwards if it's right. All right, so then my knife, and always put that facing towards the plate so there is no accident. Perfect, that is so far so good. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add these cute little packages right here, and that's a takeaway for all of our guests that are gonna be having dinner. So I have these cute little packages with a little present. You could also do an ornament, that would be really cute too. All right, you guys, so the very first thing I wanna add to my centerpiece is going to be these gorgeous candelabras from Shinoda Design Center, who, by the way, I wanna take a second to thank them for allowing us this holiday season to use some of their product, and then also to come into their facility and record some videos for you. So these candelabras are from Shinoda Design Center. All right, so that is good. And then over here on this wooden bowl, I have all of my candles. I'm gonna go ahead and put them right here. Now here's the thing, I could put the candles just like that and that's fine. However, I want it to be more layered and more lavish because it is a holiday dinner. So I have pre-cut some of this moss right here. What I like to do is I just go ahead and add some moss, and as you guys can see, it creates that little nest for your candles and it makes it look more layered and lavish, and I just love that little detail. Now your moss is going to shed a little bit and we'll take care of it in a second, but I just want you guys to see how beautiful that little detail just makes these candelabras look. And you can find this moss at any of your local craft stores, and it just gives it that pop of greenery, and it's going to tie in with the bouquets of greenery that I show you guys how to make. Like that. I'm gonna finish the other one and I'll be right back with you. Stay tuned. Okay, now that we have all of our candles sitting on this beautiful moss, it's time to introduce our greenery bouquets. And as I told you guys in the video, I did 3 of them, and I'm just gonna go ahead and lay them all the way out so they're not on the view of my guests. And what I like about this is because when it's time to sit down and have dinner, then you can remove the candelabras, perhaps put them on your sideboard and just leave the greenery bouquets. Now the last thing I want to add is I have some of these votive candles from my local dollar store. I'm just gonna lay those down because once we take the candelabras out, I want it to be a source of light. Just make sure they're not on the way of your bouquet so they don't catch on fire, because remember, cedars and pines are really flammable. So just make sure that they are in front of the guest over here like this, and then that way we can light them up. Like I said, once you're ready to sit down for dinner, take your candelabras out. I'm gonna light all of the candles and I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Keep watching.